Kia ora Canterbury and welcome to Canterbury Live today on Thursday the 18th of September. Hey, tell you what, I'm quite excited. Wah wah wah. Yesterday it was announced that Jimmy Barnes is touring New Zealand, and yes, I have loved him since I was 13, so I'm very, very excited that he's hitting Christchurch. I think it's early October. First show is in late November, but we'll keep you posted because fingers crossed, we'll bring him into the studio. Hey, yesterday, another muso, of course, Neil Finn and Bic Runga are coming to Christchurch next Saturday. And yesterday our question was, what is Neil's middle name? It's a little bit different. It's Mullane, and he shares it with his mother, and he actually created a band called the Mullanes as well, so it's a little bit of trivia for you. But today's question to win a double pass to go next Saturday, the 27th of September to Horncastle Arena is, what successful band did Neil Finn and Paul Hester form after the breakup of Split Ends? You know, it could be something to do with the whare. Oh, that's a little bit of trivia for you. So call Marianne on 03 3777 033 or go to our Facebook page and make sure you like us. Well, coming up on today's show, very, very happy to meet up with Mark Walton, who is Christchurch born. He's a top musician and he has a book. How did that happen? And so we'll find out how that did happen with him today. And I catch up with Gregory Latham, who's a festival director for the Platform Art Festival. But first up, do you believe that everything that happens has roundabouts, or the word karma? I'm joined by Phyllis Brown, so we can actually talk more in depthly about it. Hey, Phyllis.
Hi there.
Now, you know I do believe in karma.
You do indeed, yes.
But what is karma?
Well, karma, in some simplistic terms, is cause and effect. So, or what goes around comes around. So, when we project or do a good deed, then hopefully we'd get that karmic back. We'd get a good deed back. But some people believe, or some belief systems out there believe, that any bad deeds or any misgivings that we do in this lifetime will carry it forward into next lifetime, or some things that we've done in previous lifetimes ripen. In the Buddhist terms, they say that karma ripens for us to look at in this lifetime. So you have to be really aware of what it is that you're thinking, your actions, your thought forms. It can all lead to either a positive or a negative outcome for you. And you know, it's not an exact science, but people do have a suspicion or a thought process that, you know, I've got to be really careful what I say, or why is this happening to me? I must have been a bad person in a previous lifetime. That's something that people will obviously say quite a lot. I must have been bad in a previous lifetime.
Or like, oh, what did I do today? You know, if something goes wrong.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So that's when we start to think about our actions when things are going maybe a little bit pear-shaped in our life in this lifetime.
Does everyone create karma?
You create karma every moment with every thought, because every thought has a feeling and an action and a vibration. So when we send out our thoughts, just thinking about a thought or a person, you might just instantly get the phone ringing and there they are, they're on the phone. You think, oh, I was just thinking about you. So that's in terms of just linking and could be seen as good karma. But everybody has karma, because when we are sending out maybe those angry thought forms or committing angry deeds or aggressive deeds, then that's what will be reflected either instantly or at some point in the future. So we all create karma on a day-to-day basis. We can't avoid it.
I don't know if it was Buddha or maybe Thomas, I don't know, it was Einstein that said that kind of what we think will be.
That's right, that's right. And our thoughts are really, really powerful, so you have to be careful what you wish for. So when we're thinking about something, you know, I was actually thinking about our house being burgled a few years ago before we came to New Zealand. And I thought, well, I hope that happens to them. And then I thought, well, no, I have to take that back because I don't want that to then happen to me again. Mm-hmm. But I hope that they would get their comeuppance in some way. It may not necessarily be that their house is burgled. So we send out these negative thoughts, but if we just take them back and just allow the universe to sort it out in some way, then hopefully there'll be a lesson that they then have to go through in terms of maybe losing something that's precious to them, or that they've worked hard for, or that they've put a lot of effort into. But as long as it doesn't come from from you sending out those spiteful thoughts, those harmful thoughts, because you don't want that then reflecting back on you again.
So we've talked a lot about negative karma.
Yeah.
Is there positive karma?
There is positive karma. There is positive karma. And I suppose in a new age or a new way of thinking, it's the paying it forward. So there's that beautiful, beautiful movie, which of course always burst into tears at the very end, where he actioned this paying it forward. And interestingly enough, I held a fundraising event for the local Buddhist temple. They needed some funds. And the monk there, Kesling Luma, she happened to say at the very end, which is now, that's really beautiful, thank you for raising that. Now just watch for that being returned to you. Now, interestingly enough, 3 weeks later, someone came to me and said, oh, you've got this event, I'll do some fundraising for you on your behalf to help you with your project. And so you can create good karma, and that was most unsolicited. It really, you know, it was a great pleasure to give this event to the Buddhist temple, and it helped raise some funds for them and just awareness. But I wasn't putting it out, well, you know, if I'm doing this, I hope to get this back. But it was really interesting that that's what you said, and that's actually what did occur. So in paying it forward, be it, my husband tends to leave $20 at a coffee shop every now and then and say, well, let's, you know, the next 4 coffees are on me. And that's how he'll do it, so that hopefully then if there's a free coffee or something coming his way, it's there waiting for him.
Okay, what's the thought for the week then?
The thought for the week is be careful what you wish for. So only be good thoughts, good thoughts. Put them out there.
That line's been used in a few movies, hasn't it, as well? Okay. Hey, thank you so much, Phyllis. Well, I hope you have wonderful karma this weekend, and we'll see you in a fortnight's time. Hey, stay with us after the break. We meet up with the musical master, Mr. Mark Walton.
Come on down to Ferrymead Golf. Care for a game of paintball? How about some swings on the old driving range? Or on our par 3 9-hole golf course? Test your skills on the mini golf course or have a go at the airgun shooting range. Then relax at the Wow Cafe with one of our super succulent Wow Burgers. Whether you want to perfect your swing or are looking for a fun family day out, come down to Ferrymead Golf, 50 Ferrymead Park Drive, right next to the Ferrymead Heritage Park.
My son's helped me greatly with my independence now that I've got more mobility.
Mum, I've been looking into stand assist chairs from More Mobility. They recline back with a footrest, then when you want to get out of them, they stand you up. You can even sleep on them. More Mobility can bring one out for a free trial. There's even electric beds too. What do you think? For more range and more expert advice, see More Mobility, corner Clarence and Princess Streets off Blenheim Road.
What a difference more mobility makes.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, the naturopath here at Staywell Pharmacy. Working with the pharmacist, I use herbal and nutritional medicine to recommend natural alternatives for your health. This can be to counteract any side effects of your medication, general health advice, or natural options for you and your family. I'm also available for consultations. So come in and see us at Staywell Pharmacy, 27 Shands Road, Hornby. Staywell Pharmacy, live well, stay well.
Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Wanting to add some vibrance to your home, or just looking to brighten up your workplace? No matter the occasion, the Hitching Post has something for everyone. Lose yourself in their extensive range of homeware, art, glass and plasma cut metalwork. The Hitching Post is your one-stop shop for great style and quality. So come on down to the Hitching Post, 722 Marshland Road.
Well, at CTV, and most people would know that are avid fans of CTV, Murray Wood, who was one of our family here, was very much a musical spectacle, and he loved everything about music, and he was very fortunate to have Mark Walton as one of his dear friends. So it must be a surreal moment coming back here today.
This is the first time I've been back to CTV since before the earthquake, and the day of the earthquake I was busy texting and calling Murray's mobile to tell him that the meeting at 5, let's not bother with it, there was other things happening, and little did I know. So it's it's good. It's great to be back, and it's always great to think of Murray.
And you always smile, don't you? Like you're smiling
yes.
now, and you do smile. You think of that face. Hey, so you are back and forth though to Christchurch from Sydney.
From Sydney, yes. I'm Christchurch born, grew up in Worcester Street. You can't get much more Christchurch than that, at the Linwood end, and left Christchurch when I was 18 to study and further my career. But you know, when you're a New Zealander, it's always home. So we're fortunate because we have a place out in Oxford, but we mainly live in Sydney, so we're backwards and forwards.
Great. So for those of us that don't know, what is your main instrument? What do you play?
Well, look, when I was about 12, I fell in love with the clarinet. And
here's one I prepared earlier.
I just happen to have one here at the moment. And every time I look at it, I still get the same sort of goosebumps, you see. So there's a clarinet, glorious thing. Made out of African blackwood and silver keys, and it's just the most glorious instrument. And this instrument, you know, because I wasn't very good at school. In fact, there's probably school teachers who are of mine listening at the moment and shaking their heads and agreeing totally. Anyway, this instrument, you know, was the passport for me, and from Christchurch I went to New York, and then I went to London and South Africa, and I've sort of been travelling non-stop and playing the clarinet.
And very much a passport.
Yes, that's right. So it's.
And now, of course, how did that happen? Your book.
Well,
fantastic.
I'm here because I'm doing a concert for the Christchurch School of Music, and so many people. You told me that you learned the bass guitar.
Yeah.
Everyone in Christchurch seems to have learnt there at some point, and I learnt the recorder there. I learnt the clarinet there. I taught there, and then it's a few years ago I came back to be the music director there, and I'm now chair of the sort of fundraising committee, and to sort of raise money. And Murray was on the trust with me, so that's, you know, and Murray was such a good friend and a great supporter of the school. And just before he died, we'd just done a concert in aid of the school. Anyway, I wrote this book to raise money for the School of Music, and it's interesting because I wrote it before the earthquake, and I wrote it about growing up in Christchurch and my journey around the world with the music. And to be honest, if the earthquake had happened earlier, I wouldn't have written the book, because the part of Christchurch that I grew up with is sort of gone. I grew up in the Dallington area, and I wouldn't have wanted to dwell on it. So it was timely, and Murray read the book, and he thought it was great. So the book is not sort of new, but it tells of growing up where, as a family, you know, my parents didn't have much money, and they grew veggies in the back garden, and we had a great big section, and we used to play there. We didn't have a car, we didn't have a TV, we didn't have a phone, but we sure had a great time, and it was uncomplicated. And from there, I look back. I mean, a lot of people look back on their childhood with mixed feelings. I just had the best childhood ever, and it just set me up for a great life. So,
as it has, and it's taken you around the world.
Yes.
On the front there, that cover there, though, that's Purell.
Well, as I said earlier, when you're a New Zealander, it's just in your blood, and I just the scenery of New Zealand is just amazing, and Banks Peninsula, and just all of these places, Ashley Gorge, Oxford, love them all.
Little pockets of paradise, aren't they?
Absolutely.
So this Sunday, a very special concert at St Augustine's.
That's right, at 3 o'clock, yes.
Yeah.
So this is a fundraiser concert, and I've got a lot of my friends to sort of come along and play, and Yola Shelley is playing piano, and we've been playing together for over 40 years, and we've just had a rehearsal at the university, and I just sort of had to pinch myself to think that as a 14-year-old she accompanied me when I did my grade 8, and here we are playing, and I have to say playing very well and showing no sign of age with our playing anyway, and all these years later we're still performing together, and so yeah, it's a great concert. There's klezmer music, there's some Celtic music, and there's all sorts of there's a wonderful young singer, and I'll be playing clarinet, and I'll be playing saxophone, and it'll be just a lovely family event.
Saxophone as well.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I lasted 6 months learning the saxophone, but we won't talk about that. Now, where do we buy tickets?
Oh, just at the door.
Oh,
there'll be a
sales?
queue stretching down to the end of Colombo
Oh, there will be,
Street.
and further on, Mark, further on. Hey, so when do you go back to Sydney again?
We're going back next Tuesday, but we sort of tend to travel across the Tasman a bit like a bus route. It's possible to do it sort of these days. And we come to New Zealand, my wife and I, for sort of what everyone comes to. It's just for the peace and quiet and compared to life in Sydney, yeah.
And what's the next event in Sydney then? So you're...
Well, actually, my next event is I'm taking a group of 36 musicians next week out to Broken Hill in the Outback on a musical tour.
Broken Hill?
Broken Hill. I mean, that's in the Outback, the Red Earth, and we're going to do a concert there next Sunday. We're doing a performance of this piece I've written called Benny the Beagle, and they've got a real live beagle in Broken Hill who's going to star in the show. so that's next week.
Oh my goodness! You're going from St Augustine out to Broken Hill. My
right.
goodness, Mr. Walsh, and you
Yes.
really do have a passport,
Yes.
a musical passport. Thank you so much.
Thank you
I wish
very
you all
much.
the very best, and promise us you'll come back and see us, and next time play for us.
Absolutely. Yes.
Good on you.
Okay.
It's
Thanks a
on
lot.
camera now.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Now stay with us because after the break we are talking about the Platform Art Festival.
We all know the best thing you can do for your body is eat fresh foods in their natural state. The same applies to your skincare. Southern Skin provides a skincare range with fresh, locally sourced ingredients, plus natural preservatives and emulsifiers to produce the best nourishment for your skin to unleash your healthiest complexion. New Zealand olive and aloe skincare for young or old, men, women and children. There is a product in the Southern Skin range for you. southernskin.co.nz.
Action Removals, offering short or long-term storage facilities, full packing services, comprehensive rates, all fully insured and with 6 vehicle sizes to choose from. Earthquake repairs? Action Removals pack, move, store and return your valuable possessions stress-free. Action Removals, a family business that has been operating in Christchurch for over 10 years. Action Removals, your one-stop removal service on time, every time. 0800 222 526.
It's Blackwell's Mazda Demolition Sale, with prices on selected demonstrators that'll blow you away. BT50 4x4 from $39,995. CX5 from $35,595. Mazda 6 LTD from $49,995. CX9 from $55,495. And Mazda 3 from $30,800. The clock's ticking. These prices could blow any second. Call Blackwell's Mazda Stockburn today.
Our new companion package is a personalised service for those that need extra help and support. A cost-effective solution for someone who needs more than just a taxi driver. Our drivers are handpicked from our experienced team and specialise in providing the right support and companionship. Home safe every time with Blue Star Taxis.
Wow, Gregory was telling me that apparently he learnt at the Christchurch School of Music as well.
I know, many years ago.
Many years ago. Hey, very exciting. It's already underway, the Platform Art Festival,
Yep.
and you are director.
That's right.
It's a privileged position to
It's
be
a
in.
very privileged position, yeah. It's a privileged position. I've been doing it for a number of years now, and it gives me a great deal of pleasure to put it on.
Good on you. Let's tease everyone about what we can expect. I mean, as we said, it's already started. So what's coming up for that festival?
So we run through till the end of the weekend, but then past this weekend we have a number of exhibitions that are running for another few weeks, which is great, so people can still come along and see stuff. Tomorrow, well, actually tonight, we've got some songwriting students performing at the university. All the events are on the university campus. So we've got songwriting students from the music department, and they are going to be presenting a concert tonight at the Foundry, which is
cool.
pretty
great.
Cool place. Come along, have a drink, and listen to some great young talent writing new songs. We've got a film tonight as well, and then someone talking about it, and that's all about street art. And then the person who's talking is a student at the university who's done a whole lot of research around street art in Christchurch. And so he's showing this film which is talking about street art in America and other places around the world, then kind of giving it a Christchurch context. Because there's lots of street art around at the moment,
isn't it? The
particularly
CBD?
because obviously there's lots of empty spaces and
And
lots of walls to
Banksy's
paint on.
made it cool.
He's
brought
made
a
it
cool
very
factor
cool.
and very financially cool.
Very lucrative, yes.
Very lucrative.
So that's on tonight at 7 o'clock, and then tomorrow we've got a showcase of fine arts students who are learning how to be filmmakers. So tomorrow evening at 6 we've got students coming along and presenting the work that they've been doing this year and some from last year as well. So yeah, some good things going on. We've got some talks and some talks happening and a number of exhibitions happening on campus as well.
So how do you collate them all? Does the board sit down and...
So what we do is about a year out from like a year ago, we send an email out to all the staff at the university, and we put out notices and we ask for people to come up with ideas and submit proposals, and then I look at them all and I go, yeah, that one's pretty good and that one's pretty interesting, and how do we make that one better, or how do we change it around?
Thank God.
A little bit. How do we maybe collaborate two different groups who want to do something together and join forces, and it's like a big jigsaw puzzle really, and you get 50 or 60 different things, and you go, okay, well, we'll do that here and we'll do that there and we'll make that happen there, and and trying to think about who might come along to the events and how we can profile the different things that are happening.
So would I be right in saying that platform is actually a symbolism for opportunity? Yeah,
well, what we do is, I know it sounds a bit twee, but we provide a platform for students and the staff, academic staff at the university. We bunch it all into a week or just over a week, and we say, let's put on a whole showcase of the things that are happening here at university that, people maybe outside in the community don't get to see that often. So this year, we decided to put all the events on campus. We made everything free, and we've been having a good time.
And is it for all the family? Is it an event we can take our children potentially to, or is it more...
Definitely some of the things could be family events. For example, last night we had a great Celtic concert in one of the spaces at the university, and we were absolutely full, and people of all ages just enjoying music. It was kind of a Celtic and Baroque music from some of our staff members. It was really very cool.
That is amazing.
Yeah, we were kind of jigging in the corner.
As you do.
Yeah.
And where do we find info then, Gregory?
So we have a Facebook page, which is just UC Arts, people can get onto, and also we can get onto the University of Canterbury website.
Easy.
And just look up platform or just search platform, and there's lots of information there. The whole program's there. You can download a copy. So come along and see some stuff right through till the end of the weekend. Excellent. All the best. Thanks so much. Keep in touch with all these wonderful, talented Cantabs that we have. Thank you for joining me today. Coming up is James Dunlop Textiles talking about Millers, the history. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
James Dunlop Textiles is a Christchurch-based family global textile wholesaler who source the best designs from leading textile mills around the world.
James Dunlop Textiles is 107 years old, founded in Dunedin by my great-grandfather, which is the Dunedin in those days was the commercial hub. So we're on to our fifth generation now of family members in the business. We started off with the agency from Bradford weaving woolen mills, distributing woolen men's suiting fabrics, and we then extended into all sorts of draperies, including menswear, women's fashion, hats, gloves, all sorts of things. In fact, everything from a pin to an anchor, I think, is my great-grandfather's saying in those days. And then it wasn't until the mid-1950s that we specialised purely in interior soft finishing fabrics, and we became known as the leading leaders of innovation as far as colour design and texture goes, particularly due to Scandinavian prints in the late 1960s and 70s, where we were the importers of the flower power fabrics, and that really put us on the board for innovation. It has changed through the years. We now of course only supply interior soft furnishings, and James Dunlop tend to stick to our knitting as far as our target market goes, which is mid to upper cut length service and interior furnishings. James Dunlop Textiles' livelihood depends on very strong retail, and to have an iconic brand such as Miller's to distribute our ranges, we're very lucky, and it's extremely important to have it. So business as usual really. We'll continue into the future to sell the best colour, design and texture and source all Miller's requirements in that part of the market. I think it's interesting to note that James Dunlop Textiles in one form or other, it was James Dunlop and Company back in the early days, will have been amongst Miller's oldest suppliers. Sort of have a relationship from literally day one right through until 2014.
Hi, I'm Celia Farris and I'm the merchandising manager for James Dunlop Textiles. I've been with the business over 11 years and in that time have had the privilege to work with Miller's.
During that time, Celia and her team have become experts at sourcing the most modern textiles to suit an ever-evolving market.
The raised ribbon stripe in ricochet creates a three-dimensional effect, which is highlighted by the subtle contrasting slub. Alto is an extremely stunning, luxurious fabric. We have this lovely, it's a mix of linen and polyester, creating this lovely rhythmic stripe. This is a stunning taffeta with this beautiful horizontal chenille stripe, which gives the product textural interest on a scale designed for drapery and accessories. Luxe is another stunning polyester that Miller's have had great success with. It is a pseudo silk look, so you've got the lovely characteristics of a silk, but it is actually a polyester construction. Finally, I just wanted to touch on the versatility of the James Dunlop collection as a whole and show you just a couple of designs that we have recently released. Paint Palette, which is this beautiful, stunning floral with painterly watercoloured effects but in bright, vibrant colourways. And on the right we have a stunning design called Wonderland, which has almost a stamp insignia behind a bird botanical scene, just showing what can be done with digital prints in the modern age and the evolution of textiles as they are today.
Now with Miller's as a leading interiors specialist in Christchurch, we find them an integral part of our distribution network. Their consultants represent very well the ability to showcase our colour, design and texture. So that's a very important relationship. The way that the range or our delivery has changed to Miller's is purely based on trends at the time. Because we're innovative market leaders on the different trends, well, that's what we sell to Miller's. So if they're wanting an interesting up-to-date look, they'll come to us for that kind of middle upper part of their market, which will fit in with their consultants. I think we've got a mutual respect for each other, both being iconic, well-established family businesses in Christchurch. I think culturally, business is based on integrity, and it just seems, I think we just understand each other, and always constantly trying to improve the way we do things. I think Miller's, I'm sure, are the same. So yeah, I think it's the mutual understanding.